Oh yeah, Angus beef cheeseburger. Right, welcome back everybody to another Camping with Tony and Bruce. We are in a stunning location, a campsite in the middle of nowhere. There's one little track coming in, surrounded by forest with a big river. And this time, something different we're gonna do. I've got the truck with me, gonna set up this massive North Face 6-person Wawona tent. So the rain is coming, I've got to get on with it. So let's do this. So this is a brand new tent. I haven't taken it out of the packaging yet. But we're going to move quite fast because just before it was absolutely chucking down. Okay, comes with all the stakes and the poles. It's quite mild, so I don't want to put my raincoat on. It's got guy lines, it's got instructions, which I heard were absolutely useless. It's just what I heard. Okay, it's got a bunch of DAC aluminium poles. These are pretty thick. These are DAC MX. Yeah, thick, heavy duty poles. So let's get these all set up and ready. So you've got gold poles, which are the main tent. And this tent comes with a fly as well, a rain fly. I don't know where Bruce is, off enjoying himself. So what I want to do is, this is kind of dodgy ground. It's soaking wet. I mean, it's been chucking down. So what I've got here is a bit of a high patch just here. Everything around it is drenched, and I mean really drenched. I wouldn't even drive up here in a normal car. Not that you could get here in a normal car, because I had to cross some rivers to get here. I can show you on the way out what that looks like. But yeah, I think this is really, it's 4-wheel drive access only to here. Okay, and this is for the porch, the front of the tent. There's a little bend in it. And then I know there's one more pole that is for the actual porch area that's got a square bit in it. Now, all I've done is look up online and looked at their video. So fingers crossed that'll be enough. Now, it's got a kind of a weird setup. So I want the back of it, the back to be here by the car, and then I want the front to be over there because it's got 2 entrances. And here comes the rain, so let's get on with this. The odds are I'm setting this up in the pouring rain. Okay, so there's an outer fly and then there's an inner. I didn't get the footprint. Hopefully that wasn't a bad decision. But time will tell. Oh, this is the fly. Okay. That's the fly. This must be the inner. North Face Wawona. What is Wawona? 6. Now, what I want is the door facing outwards. This must be the door. Okay. So, those of you might have seen my car camping with an SUV tent video where I took out a Napier sports SUV tent. Will know that that was not a great tent, had lots of leaking, and in the end Napier, well, the dealer, who were very good, took it back and refunded me because it was flawed. And it had problems, no seam sealing. Now I'm looking in here and I can already see everything is fully seam sealed. Now ideally, you wouldn't just be doing this now, you'd have set this up in advance and it would all be good. But I don't have that luxury on this trip. I didn't get a chance to set it up. If it suddenly starts chucking down and the inner is exposed, well, I guess I'll be toweling it off. Now, I've seen a lot of people saying this is a very difficult tent to set up if you're by yourself. Fair enough. Maybe they're right. Okay, so one. We will see. I've set up a lot of tents in my time. And that Napier one was incredibly difficult to set up. Is this going under? Yep. Okay, what I might do is peg out the corners, just from experience. It's easier with some tents when they're pegged out. Pretty basic, average, big tent pegs. You'd probably want to those out some better pegs. But they might be okay. Sandflies. Let me put some off on. It's just DEET, but it does keep them off. And then let's do the front of my hat. Keeps them away from your ears and stuff. But yeah, sandflies get everywhere. Right, let's hook one in, hook the other one in. Oop. Let's push that a bit more. Okay, that was actually pretty painless, I have to say. I've seen some videos where people have struggled with this. No idea why. Okay, rainfly. All right, that's pretty much it all set up. Let's get these air vents open, one on each side. So this is solid at the front. So let's have a look inside. See what we're dealing with here. Okay, so there's a few things I need to do. First of all, wow, it's warm in here. A little bit of sunshine, and it gets pretty warm pretty quickly in any tent. All right, I just need to attach the outer to the inner with some Velcro straps. Yes. I'm not expecting any strong wind at all. So it probably doesn't need guying down. Yeah, I can just, you can't see me, but I can just stand up in here. My head is just pushing through. So what I want to do is just check how solid everything is. Now I want this rain cover down as far as possible at the back. Get it all nice and tight, taut. There is a window at the back. I don't know how waterproof that's going to be. It's seam sealed though, so time will tell. I'll put the zip up the top. All right. Now from what I can gather, these actually open. You can only open them, looks like, from the outside. So why don't I open one? If the rain comes, then we'll quickly run outside and deal with it. I'll tell you what, I can already tell you that the quality of this tent, which was, and I should say, almost half the price of the Napier, is way better. There you are. Hey, this is our new home. Look in here. This is home. Yeah, oh, you're soaking. Come on, out, Bruce. Out, out, out. You can go and shake outside. Go out, out, away, away. He's soaking wet. He's been playing. Oh, I'm hot. Woo. Right. Our home. It is cavernous. It's huge. Very impressive size. Look at that. It is massive. Oh boy, that is big. Right, I think I'm going to open up the other window as well. Just get some air venting through. Yeah, it's got these air vents here as well, which are into the tent and have got fly mesh. Yeah, there's a fly screen there. Wow, they've thought of, so far it looks like they've thought of everything. Now, so that water doesn't pool up inside it if it does suddenly rain, I'll do it this way. The ground is saturated. This is going to be a good test for the millimeter rating of the floor. See if it can withstand the ground this wet. Okay, I've got a few more tent pegs. I don't really think I need to peg it out, but I will anyway. Just, oh, yeah. It's pretty tight. All right, all the venting's open. Got both windows open, both doors open. I'm on a high bit here. Right, what I might do is bring the car there, back it up, and then I can access the back of the car quite easily. Right, you know what would have been good is if I bought a foot mat, but I didn't. But I have got my wool blanket. No, Bruce, don't you go in like that. You are filthy. So we are going to get, I think, a lot of sandflies in here. Not much I can do about it. At least I've got spray. There's a really nice airflow coming through. Yeah, really nice. Okay, got all my bits and bobs. Food bag. Before anybody, before anybody asks, no, there's no bears in New Zealand. No bears, no snakes, nothing. Water, box of tricks. Oh no, my pajamas, pillow. All right, let's get the bed in. So for this trip, I've bought the big bed again. Let's do this. I'm gonna have to keep taking my shoes off. Yeah. Okay, I'll bring everything else in. I've got Brucey's dog bed, my sleeping bag, a Fuel Raven pad, sleeping pad, Bruce's blanket, not that we're going to need it because it's boiling. Got my one Tigris table which I can set up out here, but it's pointed so I can't set it up in here. Okay, shoes off. Oh, it's squelching. The ground is absolutely sodden. All right, bed. I have slept on this thing before, and I've got to say, it was one of the best night's sleep I've ever had in a tent or anywhere, believe it or not. Okay. Hey. Comes with a mattress. This is a Coleman, you know what? I think it's the Big Sky Bed Deluxe. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. So this is the rear window, but I think, oh, you can open it. Oh, hold on. You can open this one from the inside. So let's do that. But let's close the mesh. All right, Brucey, what are you doing? And you'll see here there's 3 pockets. Quite useful tonight. Yeah, I think. There's some big mesh pockets up here. There's 4 mesh pockets, it looks like. Here. There's a hook at the top, but no pocket, no gear loft, which is a bit strange, but that's okay. So I can set my lantern up. I've just realized there's a couple of attachments that I need to do for the fly outside. Yeah, it's 2 at the back. Okay. This is a ton of space. Ton of space. This is going to be hopefully the most comfortable I've ever been on a camping trip. Look at this thing. This is night and day difference to the Napier. Superb. The quality is incredible. The seam sealing is absolutely everywhere. So the rainfly only comes down to sort of here, and that's all seam sealed, I can see it. And then it's seam sealed inside down here. So this is all waterproof material. You've got a pocket each side at the front down here as well. There are pockets everywhere. I heard a complaint about this tent was that there weren't enough pockets, but what do you got? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that's enough pockets. Definitely. Right, so my mattress is going to go on here. My pillow, which I'll keep in the cover just from experience. Anything leaking. Ah, I didn't put my wool blanket down. Okay, wool blanket just to make it a bit more comfy to sit on, walk around on. Bruce and I like the wool blanket. Just gives you a bit of extra luxury. If you're going to car camp with comfort. That's my sleeping bag, my quilt. Because there won't be any draft in here, I hope. It is well ventilated, which is good, because it's hot right now. I think pretty much unpacked. Just my chair to go. Yeah, let's get my camp chair done. You know what, just from checking the seams, this rain cover, everything else, I'm very comfortable that this tent is going to be waterproof. Whereas if you look back on my video, car camping with the SUV tent, with the car tent, it was a blue SUV tent that sort of connected with a skirt to the SUV. Instantly I thought that thing was going to leak. I was not comfortable with it at all. And I said on the video, I said, oh, I just don't know. I don't know if this is going to make it. And sure enough, it just was leaking in all the corners. Everywhere it could leak, it leaked. The porch, it leaked. I'm saying that, if it does rain heavily, that porch might fill up with water. So I will attach one guy line to pull the porch taut. Hey! Oh, Bruce, I can actually see Bruce over there. He's outside having fun. He can't come in here until he's dried off because he just can't keep coming in and out, in and out. This is luxury. Got my car right there. Oh, this is luxury. Whew, and it's early. Good job. Right, I'm going to finish unpacking a few more things, get my stuff sorted in the car, attach this here and here, set a guy up. Yeah, I'll get on with that now. Right, sorting out the last couple of bits and pieces. Oh, you want to come in now, do you? You want to come and lie down on your bed? Okay, I just need to get Brucey's towel, hold on, and then he can come in. Yeah, it's just started raining. He's being a good boy and he's waiting to be dried off because he knows he's not allowed in when it's soaking wet. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of points to hook stuff up to in here, like tabs. So I put hooks, carabiners on all of these little tabs just to hang stuff up. Oh, sandflies everywhere. We just dry him off. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to rain heavily, but I've got the doors, both doors wide open. So this will be a good test to see how usable this is. Shake. There, come here. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll put Bruce onto his bed so he's got his own little space. Here you go, Brucey. There you go. Lie down. Good boy. Yes, there's lots of these little tabs everywhere to hang stuff up. Awesome. And having the bed, just getting everything up off the floor, up to your own level, makes a big difference. Good boy. That is nice. Most comfortable I have ever been on a car camp, on any camp, I should say. And so far, this is a miracle, so far, not a single issue. So far. It's early days. Who knows? I could really do with a torrential downpour. Whether we'll get that, I don't know. Anything can happen here. You just can't tell. But the only thing I wish we could get rid of is the sand flies that are all accumulating up the top of the tent, but it doesn't matter, it is what it is. Looks like breathability will be fine because it's open, there's mesh all over here, but it's got a good cover, comes all the way down. You could probably use this in some sort of winter setting. It seems really strong. Can't tell until you actually do it. But the pockets everywhere, so handy. And here comes the rain. And it's nice having that porch. I can see out, I can see the forest out there. I could move all the way forward and see a lot more. I could sit like this. Move this round. So sitting here, see, he's going to edge his way forward. Bruce, I need to go on your bed. Hang on. He's going to edge his way to wherever I am. Here, on your bed. Lie down. Go on. Good boy. I've got a beautiful view out of the forest. It's just so nice. And to be able to have the doors open and not have rain coming in, it's excellent. I've got to say, loving this setup. I think if you had a small SUV, there's no reason why you couldn't back it right up to the side of the tent. You might be able to open the roof even, open the boot, the trunk, and then have access to the back of it. But that's such a usable space out there that you just don't need to. This is meant to be a 6-person tent. Yeah, at a squeeze. That's at a squeeze. A family of 6 with 4 little kids? Yes. Bruce, stay on your bed. It's a good boy. But 6 adults, 6 foot adults? No. This would be a squeeze. I can't believe it. I'm actually in a tent that I'm loving from the outset, that I didn't know what to expect. Now this comes with a big giant caveat. Yeah, it's not chucking with rain yet. I've got to yet see how this floor holds up, how waterproof the floor is. Will the seams stay sealed? That's gonna be a big test. How waterproof is this floor? Yeah, and I haven't got the footprint. And of course, how waterproof is the fly, the rain cover? What's the ventilation like? Well, the ventilation's great when you've got the front open. Yeah, it's really good. I'm loving it. I've got to show you my view. So I'm just sitting here, looking straight out at that. Bruce, stay on your bed. Stay on your bed. I've got Bruce at my feet. I've got all this room, tons of space. I've got everything on my bed at the moment. That's my little i4-way generator. My wet weather gear is hanging up outside. I haven't had to use that yet. Got my truck is right here. I could back that right up just to block that end off if I wanted to. I don't know, bit of security, windbreak, whatever. The problem is all these sandflies. Look at them. Yeah. They'll disappear tonight because I'll put a light on outside. So that won't be a problem. And they're not biting because I've sprayed. But look, you see I've got 1, 2, 3 pockets there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So many pockets. The fly is fully open on both sides. Got it taut. There is a fly mesh here. There's a insect mesh that comes all the way around. And you can see it's a high front as well, which is good. I actually prefer that on a tent like this. Again, I don't think the Napier was like that. The seam sealing, well, you can see it for yourself. It's very thorough. Machine sealed, I can tell. And it's all the way up. Even where it doesn't need to be. Up here, it doesn't need to be sealed here. The same with the rain fly, the same with the floor. Seam sealed. Yeah. Really impressed with the quality. The corners, which is where they failed on the Napier, fully sealed. That is a lot of seam sealant, but it's done very well. So already I can just tell that this is a better class of product than the Napier tent, and the Napier was twice the price, I think. Seam sealing here, outside. Got my view out. Oh, there's some big cloud coming. It's gonna rain. Oh, you can just see the rain. Fantastic. Very happy. Stop. Hey, Brucey. So, yeah, here we go. The setup. Got to hand it to North Face. Good job. Good job. Yeah, everything is very good quality. All these straps, and it's super simple, to be honest. Super simple to set up. Bruce is running around all over the place. Yeah, compared to the Napier, oh my word, this thing is easy to set up. And I think I could back the car up. If I had a smaller SUV, if I come around, you might see, it's just raining a little bit now. If I come around, if I had a smaller SUV instead of this big Ranger, I could probably open the back up and have access to it. But what I might do in this instance, because the rain is coming in this side, is just... Everything works. Everything is snag free. I like that. The seam sealing everywhere on the zips is good. Seam sealing here. It's very thick seam sealing. Very good. Very good. All the stress points reinforced, which I like. There's just nothing so far to dislike. Yeah, oh, I've missed a little strap on up here, she said. Never forget the strap on. There you go. Probably didn't need it, but yeah, and look at my spot. Wow, that's a moody cloud up there. But I've got a little bit of blue sky up there. Look at this. What do you think, Brucey? It's very slushy ground. Yeah. Yeah, it's very wet, so this is going to be a really good test for the floor of the tent. But as you'll see, I'm sort of on a little high knoll, and everything sort of wraps around it. Yeah, I had to have the truck in full beast mode to get here. Yeah, it's very wet ground. You can see the size of the prints that I left. They're massive. These mud tires definitely doing their thing. Now, there's no mobile signal here, so I've got my Garmin InReach Mini on top of the van, on top of the truck, and that's talking by Bluetooth to my phone. What a setup. Loving it. Who likes this setup? In the comments, please. Look at this campsite. It's deserted because of the terrible weather, and it's so difficult to get here. I might walk back up the road and just video show you the stream. But let me give you some context to where I am, some perspective. Come on, Brucey. Go on, go, 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 go. So there's all the information about the site. Ancient gold mining area. This is the only flat area for miles and miles. There's actually even a nice long drop toilet over there. Very New Zealand, typical New Zealand long drop. But that's actually nicer than most. I'll show you what that looks like in a second. So here, you know how I like rivers. Where am I going? Here. Bruce, don't go down there. Oh my God, it's a sheer cliff. Don't stand. No, Bruce, wait. No, Bruce, no. Come back. Oh God, I hate it when he does that. Yeah, that's a big river. And you see it's all brown because of the massive rainstorm we had last night. It was epic. I was meant to stay by the beach, as you saw. I bailed on that because I suddenly saw the forecast and thought, nah, that's a horrible sight. But here it's beautiful, and I've missed the worst of the rain. Look at my setup. Come on, look at this. No one around. Gotta love New Zealand, South Island. And my tent blends in so perfectly. I'm so happy. Honestly, I'm so happy. This is probably the happiest I've ever been on a camp so early. Just because I know I'm going to be comfortable, I'm going to be dry, I'm going to cook some great food, I'm just going to be relaxed, and Bruce is going to have a good time. And Bruce is shot off. Let's go find him. Hey Brucey, hey, let's show everybody, Bruce, let's show everybody the long drop, come on. So this is a typical New Zealand, oh God, wow, look at the flooding. Yikes, it's deep, hang on. Oh, Bruce just ran straight through it, of course, because he does. So, it's even got a tank of water here. Boil before use, yeah. Yeah, because there'll be bird poop and all sorts up there. If the river was clear, you could just take it straight out of the river and drink it. So this is a very actually big, clean, long, what they call a long drop toilet. Toilet roll. Bruce, you're not meant to be in here. Come on, out of here, Bruce. Out. And this, brace yourself, is a long drop. Don't drop the phone, for God's sake. Yeah, that's way down. Let's not focus in there. Yeah. And that's the site. I can hear another stream somewhere. I think there was a stream just behind the tent. There are streams everywhere here. There's so much water here. Oh, there's a little stream here. Oh, no, that's better. They see the water is crystal clear. Honestly, you could drink this water. When it's that clear here, you could just drink straight from the spring. Just find the spring further up this turns into a little bit of a waterfall, I think. I'm not going up there, Brucey. No chance. Yeah. It's like a loading bay or something here. I don't know where this came from. But yeah. So this is a waterfall. Let's see where Bruce is taking me. Where are we going, Brucey? Oh, good job, I've got my waterproof on. Where are we going? Where are you taking us? Oh, I'm not going down there. No, I can't get down there. Fall all over the place. Let's go this way. Don't know what this little platform is for. Isn't that weird? Wonder what that's for. Oh, come on, look at that. It's a stream going into the main river. The stream is actually crystal clear, but the river is all silty. And that will be just because of the storm last night. It's washed a whole load of logging material. They've actually built steps here. This is such a pretty campsite. Come on, Brucey. Wow, that is really fast flowing, the river. Look at that stream. See it? It's very clear water. I'd say by tomorrow, this river will be clear. Looks like it's already getting that way. Oh, look at a bush robin. Oh no, it's there. Chaffinch. Oh, slippery. Okay, be careful. Oh, Bruce just flies down here. Yeah, that's flowing pretty fast. This is all eroded. This must have been a big storm. Bruce, where are you going? Bruce! Hey, come back! Come on! Oh God, he has to go and check out the river. There's little streams everywhere. Man, this is a mighty river. I think this is called the Wawona. That's churning. You wouldn't want to get caught in that. That's a lot of water yesterday. So by tomorrow, hopefully this will have dropped considerably. And someone's showing off with a stick. Right, come on, Bruce, let's get back. Okay. I think it's time for a coffee. Good, Brucey. So clever. Just tucked in behind the tent there. See if he pops out. There he is. Patrolling. Making sure everything's safe. No one's been there. It's just drizzling. But that's okay. I'm going to sit inside, look out at the trees, have my coffee. Wow, I just can't believe how comfortable I am. I'm going to keep saying it. Why have I bought an empty gas container? Okay. So I don't know if you're used to using these sorts of gas cookers. This thing's a gas craft. This is called. But they're okay. They're average. They do the job, I guess. Right, so just keep the flame over there, away from the tent. Very little drama. Isn't that right, Brucey? And Bruce has got a bowl of water just down here. It's raining properly now. Now the thing is, this area, honestly, anything can happen. It could be torrential, which it was earlier, or it could just suddenly stop. I'm hoping for torrential rain. I think it's time to give Bruce a little treat. I should say a big treat. Pig's ear. Come here, Brucey. Sit. You want? Gentle. Very gentle. Good boy. Listen. Again, thanks for coming along on this one, everybody. For a while there, I thought it wasn't going to happen. Just weather, stuff going on at home. I just wasn't sure that we were going to get out and do this one. And this tent has been sitting at home for, I don't know, a month and a half. Waiting for me to take it out. I really do like this tent. But, again, there's a big caveat. Will it leak? Just first impressions, superb. But we won't know for a while what happens. I wish I'd got the footprint for it now. I might have to order that separately. I don't know how much it is. I heard it was like 60 bucks. It's quite expensive. But it's meant to be a good footprint, and it's meant to have a mat at the front and everything. I could make my own. In fact, maybe I will. I might just use my clear tarp and put that down underneath. Use that as the footprint. Yeah, I'll do that. I've got a tarp that will fit this under here perfectly. And I know that that's 100% rugged and waterproof, so that'll do the job. Honestly, I'm so happy to be here. I don't know if you can hear him. It's so loud. So, regular followers will probably know that I've been trying to find the perfect setup tent that my wife Anne would come camping with, where she's comfortable, dry, has all the luxuries, and safe. Yeah, the works. Have we found it? I don't know. We'll see. The only thing I'm not sure about is how this will stand up to high wind. But I'll tell you now, the poles are extremely thick and they're not cheap. These are DAC aluminium poles and they're very thick, thickest I've ever seen for DAC aluminium. So I would say that combined with all the guy out points, the tension of the material, the quality of the material and the shape, I would have thought this thing could handle some pretty good wind. Yeah. I don't know which side you'd want it to face it. Maybe you'd have the wind behind. Don't know. But I'd say this could handle some pretty serious wind. I guess that's the next test. Take it out into seriously windy conditions. Maybe on that beach that pancaked everything before. Now that I've set it up once, I'm a lot more comfortable with it and confident with it. The only thing I don't like are the tent pegs, but they're pretty standard. I think if I was going to take this out into seriously windy conditions, then I would use my huge sand spikes. Yeah, because those things will not budge in a storm. And there are some areas where, yeah, that might be necessary. Oh, I've got honeybee coming in. Yep, loving it. The sun has come out briefly, and I thought I'd just show you I've guyed the windows, the vents open. So there's the mesh inside. You can see through to the other one on the other side. Yeah. So you do need a few extras. I'd say you need a few extra pegs. They could have probably put in another 4 or 6 pegs in total. The sun's come out in between some pretty serious cloud and it just keeps raining on and off, on and off. But the tent is holding up well. Look at it, it's just a palace. Hey Brucey. The North Face. They know how to make tents. Yeah, a palace. Awesome. Hey. Yeah, loving it. Loving my camp spot. Still no one here. Just look at this. Just the sound of the river. It's beautiful trees to look at. And here comes the rain again. Such weird weather. Welcome to New Zealand. 4 seasons in one day. But it's hot in the sun. It's about 18, 19, 20 degrees centigrade actually, I'd say, in the sun. And Brucey's looking at shadows. Aren't you, Brucey? Enormous bumblebee. Look at this guy. Oh. Just chilling. With the bumblebees, they like the blue, so they keep coming and landing on me. Oh, this one just landing. It's gonna come on me. So happy here. One downside of this spot, but it's also an upside. There's no signal, no phone signal at all. But again, that's an upside. Ignorance is bliss, means I don't have to worry about anything. I've got my Garmin in reach if there was ever a problem, but I'm okay. Living the dream. Someone's come to lie down next to me outside, just chilling, which is rare for him to chill. Hi Brucey, what are you doing? Are you chilling or are you looking at shadows? Right, I'm hungry. I think it's time for a bacon sandwich. Oh yeah. As usual, I've got stuff all over the place. Got my oil, Coleman's mustard, gotta have that. I tell you, this weather is just bizarre. I've been sitting here chilling out and it is rain, shine, rain, shine. It does not know what it wants to do. Oh, someone knows I'm cooking something. It's come running over. What a surprise. I've got my thick barbecue bacon. So, I'm gonna have enough for one bacon butty. Yeah, splatter. It's very stable on here, on this platform. Yeah, but this vestibule is perfect for cooking in. Brilliant. And you just close off one side if it's a bit too windy. There's quite a breeze out there. It's not too bad. But just close off one side and it's all good. Now, I'm actually doing burgers tonight for dinner. So that's why I've got all the burger buns. But I just wanted a bacon butty now. Because it's quite early. You know what? Yeah, that'll be good. Bruce, I can hear you around there. Bruce is super excited and agitated. And I have no idea why. Probably a shadow somewhere. Oh, I might have to have a beer. I've only bought one beer with me on this because I've got a bottle of wine with me. One beer enough? Yeah, it will be. Actually, you know what? Bruce, enough. You can hear him getting too excited over there. I'm not going to have mustard. I'm going to have wherever it is. Yep, there it is. HP sauce. The original. Oh yeah. Nuke that bacon. Okay. awesome. Bacon butty. And for those who don't know what that is, I guess only the Brits will know. It's just a bacon sandwich. Slather it on. HP sauce. If you don't know what this is either, Houses of Parliament sauce. It's brown sauce, basically. Oh yes. HP sauce, brilliant local New Zealand bacon in a bun. Heaven, absolute heaven. And this is a Parrot Dog double hazy IPA, signed by Peter, whoever that is. 8.5% volume, made in New Zealand. What can I say about it? Hoppy, heavy on the citrus. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for coming along. Wow, that's good. Parrot Dog. Yeah, Parrot Dog double hazy IPA. Now what I'm going to do is move my table out the way. Do love that table. All right. Look at what I'm looking at out here. Sun is shining, but there are some massive storm clouds right up here, rain clouds. Sun is shining, I've got a beer, I've got my dog. And a delicious bacon butty. Well, it's time to cook up some dinner. It's got quite late now. Time to cook up my burgers, and then I can give Bruce his dinner as well. He's waiting patiently. It got cold, and I've got my Mr. Buddy heater with me. So I had that on. That warmed me up a lot. Yeah. So what I want to do is hopefully vent it. So I'm going to open both vents. I've got one door open, I'm going to open this other one as well. I've sort of found a way to hook the door with the toggle, and that works really well. Yeah. So that should blow straight through all the smoke. He's being very good. Yeah, and the good thing about this is I'm miles away from the doors, from the material. I'm outside. I couldn't ask for a better setup, really. I can even level the table, which is good. So yeah, dinner. Burgers for me. Now we're looking after Brucey a bit because he's had a dodgy tummy, so he gets his normal dog food, which he's licking his lips over. Yes, you'll get your normal dog food, Brucey. And he's had a couple of treats. So I'm going to let him have his dinner now, so he doesn't have to wait. And then I'll have mine. Mind out, Bruce, come around here. Good boy. Just wait. Yeah, so he's had loads of treats as well. So he had two big pig's ears. That's a lot of food for him, a lot of food. Maybe too much. Okay. God, it's just smoking. Let's turn that down. Now, I need it to dip a bit more this way. Okay, there you go. Right, let's get these burgers on. Angus beef burgers. New Zealand Angus beef burgers, of course. Because what else would they be in New Zealand? Oh, these are going to be good. Yeah, the rain was coming down for a bit there. Now, can I manage 2 burgers? Yep, the smoke is blowing straight through. It's awesome. Yeah, can I manage 2 burgers? Don't know. Let me think about that. Actually, I might need to open the vent up just a little bit up here as well. Just to let some of the smoke out the top here. Just don't want to get dripped on. As long as it holds off raining just for a minute, then the heat, it should all go straight out the top. Seems to be working. Fingers crossed. Wow, I've got this flame turned. Turn it down low. Oh, you see, Bruce is happy now he's had his dinner. He's got his bowl of water out here if he needs it. He's had his food. I just almost knocked my burgers flying again. Oh my God. This handle, this is a disaster. I've really got to do something about that handle. Okay. And you know what needs to go on the burgers? Some mozzarella cheese. Should have brought my table out here. Oh well. I could have probably bought, you know what? As much as I like this chair, when you're car camping, just bring big camp chairs. You don't need one of these Trekology chairs. And I've got a couple as well, and I don't know why I didn't think about it. They're much more comfy. They're bigger, full armrests, beer holders, everything. Oh, dropping bread here. There you go, Brucey. Okay, so I've got my mozzarella on. Lashings of mustard. Lots and lots. Coleman's English mustard. Not American mustard or French mustard or Dijon. Coleman's English mustard. There is only one mustard worth having. And this is it. All right. I've got another couple of burgers just in case, because you just never know. You get stranded, cut off, anything like that, you're gonna need more food. And I have plenty of food. There's definitely no excuse not to have lots of food with your ice block. Oh, you know what I'm missing? Oh man. I just thought, what am I going to have with this? Okay, let me put this on the floor. Oh, I'm so ready for these burgers. Mustard. Oh my God, that's hot. But you know what else I have? A bottle of Mission Syrah. And a glass. This is a New Zealand Syrah. Cheers, everybody. Much better with food. Oh, cheeseburgers. Yum. Oh yeah. Angus beef cheeseburger. Bruce, you've had your dinner? No. He's had his. He's just being greedy now. He's had way too much food already. No, lie down, stop begging. Nope. He's had 2 whole pig's ears, which are massive. He's had a whole bowl of food. He'll be vomiting all night. Bon appetit, everybody. Oh, wow. Honestly, this is just perfect. There's nothing better. There's nothing I need right now. Great food, dog. I'm looking out of the porch, both directions. I can see out. The rain has just stopped. I could flick this back further, but it's very wet out there, so I better not. It's getting dark now as well. It might not look it on the camera, but it's starting to get dark. Got my lanterns ready to go. I think I'm gonna savor this. I'm sure I won't cook another one, but you never know. I might cook one later tonight. We'll see. Cheeky little wecker just came. Check out camp. They're like a kiwi. They're flightless. And they're always scavenging. And Bruce just ignores them. He's so used to them now. And he's avian trained, so he just ignores all birds and everything like that. He just lies there and looks at them. He gives me a little warning, like he looks at them, but that's it. Oh, that was an epic dinner. Something as simple as burgers, but so delicious. Little Brucey's just lying on his little pad here. So toasty. Got the Mr. Buddy heater running here. I don't know where Bruce is going. You stay inside, Brucey. I've got the doors closed, but I've opened these upper parts of the doors. Oh, look at him lying here. Maybe he likes the heater. I don't think he does. I think it's too hot for him. He won't last long here, because that's pretty hot. It's cigar time. That was a delicious meal. Oh, it was just so nice. That'll be interesting. You probably can't hear that. There are owls. It's just all sorts out there. We've had weckers run through the camp when I had the doors open. Now I'm hoping the smoke goes straight out these doors. I'm going to open them a bit more. The rain has just stopped, but it will crank up again. I'm baking. I've got this Kathmandu sweater on, but he's nice and dry. Happy in front of the fire. No spirits tonight, just the wine. Cheers, everybody. So, my view of this so far, well, it's rained quite a bit and there's no leaking, no pooling, nothing like that. You can quite happily sit out here in the vestibule area, even when it's chucking with rain, as long as it's not windy. If it was just chucking with rain, you could have these doors still fully open and you're completely covered, just like if I'm in a tent with a tarp. It's very usable space. You can also seal them up here and unzip it from the bottom on both sides, just so you can see out still, which is pretty cool. I think there's a couple of modifications I might do. Put some elastic on the bottom of these just to hook it to this. I think that would work well. But yeah, it's well treated, no water getting in at all. Superb quality. And as I say, this was a lot less than the Napier car tent. That car tent, the SUV tent, the concept, it's interesting. But is it worth it? No. Not at all. Compared to having a fully sealed in tent like this, no, I don't think it's worth it. I think if it's not raining, you can just have your SUV here and access it that way. Otherwise, it's just perfect the way it is here. It really is. This is a huge space. It's got better venting. It's easier to set up, and I would say you could even set this up in the rain. I don't see why you can't leave the rain fly on it. Yeah, in fact, when I pack this up, I'm going to try and leave the rain fly attached. That way you could set it up in rain and you wouldn't have to worry about it coming in. Obviously, well, I think most family tents are designed for good weather. But this is, yes, designed for good weather, but it's set up just in case, you know, the worst happens. I'm struggling to, honestly, find a flaw with this tent. I just can't really think of any. I really can't. It's got plenty of pockets. Now this is the second generation, I should say, of this tent. There's the first version, the first generation, I think they had a few problems with in terms of just design, not quality, but design. It didn't have a rain fly. It was an all-in-one and people didn't like it. Whereas this is the second version, which only came out, I think this year or last year, 2020. And this does have the rain fly. Yeah. Again, a big test would be what it's like in wind and rain. And I just don't know. I think it would be fine. It might bend a bit, but I think it will be fine. But I love the fact that I can sit out in the vestibule. I could close this mosquito mesh that's in front of me, keep the inner tent completely sealed, sit out here. I've got my Mr. Buddy heater here. It is warm, I mean really warm. You walk into the tent and it's very warm. All the heat's going up and then straight into the tent and it's sitting there. And because the vent is only sort of halfway down, there's a pocket of air just sitting there. Hot air, and it's really nice. You could just put a little fan, tiny little tent fan in here, just to swirl the heat round, and you'd be toasty, definitely. In the middle of winter, probably not. But then I don't think this is designed as a winter tent. It's a family tent, definitely, but it's built with North Face quality. So yeah. Money well spent. I bought this tent from Amazon. My own money. They didn't send it to me. So well done, North Face. Good product. So far, everything seems great. Very happy. I'd like to give a shout out to just all my subscribers. We're at 40 at the time of this video, 43,000, just over 43,000 subscribers and 6 million views. Now, we've only been doing this since really March, and it's now October. So the channel has done really well thanks to you guys. Word of mouth, loving the long concept videos, the long, like 2-3 hours long, so that you feel like you're fully experiencing everything. Because these camping trips, they're not 30 minutes or an hour. You're here 24 hours, 48 hours. So to fit an overnighter into 30 minutes, you're not gonna feel the genuine experience. You're gonna get a snippet. Now, this must be the first time that nothing has gone wrong so far. That would be a first. If we pull this off, if this becomes the trip when nothing goes wrong, then I hope the video does really well because it just shows it can be done. I didn't forget anything. I don't think I did. I guess we'll find out, but I didn't forget anything. I deliberately bought one beer. I've got plenty of food. I bought a whole bottle of wine. Priorities. Didn't forget the dog. I didn't forget his food. He's got plenty of food and he's got extras. I've got spare gas for the Mr. Buddy, which is frozen on the outside now. Oh, he's so hot. He must like it. I've got a spare mattress. Bruce has got both his bed and his blanket, although he's going to be boiling hot tonight in here. He'll just lie under my bed, curled up on the wool blanket. I know he will. I don't have a mobile phone signal, so I've got no idea what's going on in the world. It's awesome. Really awesome. I've got everything around me. This is luxury. This really is luxury. And yeah, I've come in a Ford Ranger, heavily modified, but you could do this anywhere in a normal car. Everything I've got here, honestly, would fit in a normal car. There's nothing outrageous. The bed's the biggest thing. This tent only weighs 8.5 kilos. Do you know how much that Napier tent weighed? That was like 20 kilos or 15 kilos. It was insane. For something that was such rubbish quality, made in Bangladesh, that was a very heavy item. For nothing, honestly, it was useless. This weighs half, less than half. It seems actually like it's bigger. And it's just built so much better. The ventilation is better. The options are better. The weatherproofing is vastly superior. Love it. A brilliant tent. I honestly, I applaud North Face for what they've done here. I'm sure they learned a lot from the first generation version of this. But this would be hard to improve. It really would. The only thing that I can think of, the only thing, would be to replace the mesh here with the waterproof material here. Have that running all the way along the side, both sides, waterproof material. The reason for that is then you can leave the doors open and not worry about rain just coming inside. Whereas it does a little bit if you leave the doors wide open and it's raining and it gets a bit blowy, it will hit that mesh. Honestly, that's it. That's all I can think of. And I'm really, really struggling just with that. And even then, I don't know if it would come through the mesh. The mesh is so fine, the water will probably just drip down the outside of it. Maybe a couple of pockets in the vestibule would be handy, just here. Yeah, that might be nice. But I'm nitpicking. I'm nitpicking for the sake of it, just to find something to improve. If they want to do a 3.0 of this, then North Face, I'm happy to give you my feedback, just to improve it slightly. Oh yeah, color coding the connectors. They've color coded the sleeves, but they haven't color coded the back, the rainfly, to match. So that's a bit tricky. You saw me trying to work that out. Obviously, the first time you do it, you just don't know what you're doing. And that could be quite frustrating for someone if it was the first time. And I did set it up by myself, and I think it's designed to be set up by 2 people. And he's happy. He likes it. He was lying in there, no problem. If I hadn't disturbed him, he would have stayed in there. All right, I'm gonna finish my cigar, drink more of this lovely wine, give Bruce lots of strokes. No, don't go around there. I know what you're doing. My pan is around there. I think, oh, no. Where are you going? Oh, go on then. You're going for water. First he's checking his food bowl, then he's going to have some water. See, he's thirsty because he lay in front of the fire. Very thirsty. He's knocking everything up. No. Oh, he just walked into the pan, the handle. The handle that I've knocked over, the pan that I've knocked over, he just walked into it. That just shows. Come on, Bruce, on your bed. Come on, out of it. I know what you're up to. He's looking for crumbs. There's nothing in there at all. It's just my bed. Good boy. He loves that one tigress bed. Dog bed. It's really good. And here comes the rain again. You probably can't hear it. So it could be like this all night. On and off. And I'm just expecting it to have a bit of a downpour. It hasn't had a deluge yet since I've set the tent up. I had to sit in the car for 10 minutes and wait for the rain to stop. And it hasn't had a deluge since, just normal rain. I really want it to chuck down just to test everything. But we'll see. If it does, I'll come back to you. Otherwise, I'll come back to you at bedtime. Well, it's bedtime. It's late. I watched a movie, drank the rest of that wine. It is toasty warm in here. And look who I've got lying under my bed. Hello, Brucey. Hello. Night, night, my lovely. Is it bedtime? Is it bedtime? Yeah, so I've got Brucey lying underneath. He's edging closer and closer. He's gonna, well, from past experience, he's gonna end up completely under my bed. He does this every time. If you see my bushcraft camp where I built a base, he slept under my tent, right underneath me. Night night. It's very warm in here. It's toasty. Got the Mr. Buddy heater cranking. That is so hot, it's ridiculous. Obviously too hot for Brucey. All right, Brucey, come on, lie down. It's okay, I'm going to turn the heater off. Don't worry. Come on, bedtime. Bedtime. Lie down. Lie down, Bruce. Bedtime. Yeah. Good boy. That is so hot. This tent is just superb. Got my lantern up there, my Phoenix lantern. Got my stuff hanging on hooks, carabiners that I've put up. Everything in the pockets, and there is so much space. This tent is just, look, a lot of tents give you some big space, but just the quality. Look how tight everything is. It's perfectly done. Brilliant quality. Yeah. We'll see if we get a downpour in the middle of the night. If we do, I'll see if I can record it. But I'm toasty. I'm going to turn this heater off now because it's too warm. But I've got my quilt. I'm on a double layer of pads here. My Fuel Raven, or no, sorry, Amok pad. Coleman mattress. This is overkill. I don't need this much stuff, honestly. Hopefully a good night's sleep. And we'll see you in the morning. Isn't that right, Brucey? Night night.
Good morning. Morning, Brucey. Morning. Morning. This is our usual morning ritual. Ow, oh, he just put his foot somewhere he shouldn't have done. Oh, Brucey. Eh? Morning. I know. So, I slept well. I found the one flaw in this tent. It did rain quite a bit last night, but nothing really heavy. But I did find the one flaw. It's not that it leaks or anything like that. It's that there's a breeze and it comes through this mesh. And because I'm up against this wall, ow, Bruce, hang on. It comes through this mesh here. Because the window. hang on, Brucey, just hang on. Because the window out there is open. Oh, there's no way to close that window. Same on that side. So the breeze comes straight in. And I can feel it now. Cold air coming in there. So that's a little bit of a design flaw. But that's it. So in colder conditions, yeah, that will be really chilly. You'd have to be in sleeping bags. You'd have to be very well wrapped up. But that's it. That's all I can think of. Morning. Morning, my lovely. I know. I'll let you out in a minute. Alright, I think it's time to get up and have a coffee. You can see where the beading has happened. All the rays. And the colour. Isn't that Brucey? Me? Such a good boy. Such a good boy. I think Bruce is ready for his coffee as well. It's nice to... Oh. It's nice to get up into a warm tent. I lit that just a few minutes before getting up. Oh, scene of the crime. Empty bottle of wine. And Bruce is ready to go out and have his breakfast. Oh dear, I said the B word. Did I say breakfast? Okay. Right, I'm up. It's coffee time. Oh, it's a beautiful morning. Kettle, coffee time. It's a bit early for Bruce to have his breakfast, so we'll hold off on that for now. So hungry. Gosh, the sandflies are out straight away. So, two more observations about this tent. Yes, there is condensation on the on the inside of the fly. Not bad though. But one big observation is there's no rain gutter along the top. So when you open the doors, the water, the rain, will just shear down, straight down. Whereas on some of the other tents that I've got, MSR in particular, they put a lip, a rainproof lip, like a gutter along the top of the zip, so that water is deflected down. Obviously that doesn't work if it's saturated, heavy rain. But for morning rain, morning condensation and stuff, you see, that's all just going to drip straight down here. So it would stop that, and that would be nice. Okay. Desperate for a cup of coffee. Oh, this is so civilized compared to normal. Now, Bruce is watching because late last night someone else has turned up on the campsite in a caravan. Well, I had it to myself for quite a long time. These things happen. That's the only downside with car camping, is it takes no effort to get there whatsoever, so everybody does it. Whereas when I go out on my top strips or out into the bush, that takes a lot more effort. So people don't tend to go and do that, they're too lazy. And he's hunkering down, Bruce is. He's hunkering down like Steve because they've got a dog. And he's waiting to see the dog. And he wants to maybe play with the dog. So I've got my Mr. Buddy heater right here, just below the camera. The camera fogged up again, so anyone who knows me with this camera, it fogs up first thing. But this time I could just hold the lens over I heated it up over the Mr. Buddy. And yeah, got rid of the fog. I've got a lens warmer coming. Shout out to my friend in London, Sian, for giving me that idea. So that's ordered. You need to sort your breakfast out, Bruce. Got to get your breakfast soon. It's just dog food for breakfast. Well, Bruce, mind out. No, this is a fire. Careful. You can't see it, can you? He's exploring now for scraps. You might find something. The odd bit of mozzarella. This thing boils so quickly. That's it, it's boiled already. Wow. Amazing. Yeah, it's such a little flame. It just shows me that. Oh, and there's the other doggy. And there's Bruce. Bruce is off chasing shadows or something like that. Right, I think it's time for pancakes. And it's Bruce's breakfast time. Bruce, breakfast! Come on. He's going to want his breakfast. Okay, sit. Hang on. Wait, go. Ah, Brucey. Just wait. Sit. Sit, Bruce. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Go on then. Okay, let's turn this heat right down. I've just been sitting here, chilling, listening to the birds. This spot is so peaceful, and luckily those people that turned up have been really quiet. wouldn't know they're there, except occasionally seeing their dog, which is a cute dog. A bit more water. The ongoing pancake saga. Let's see how these ones do. That's better. Yeah. Make a nice big one. Oh, it smells good already. Yeah, I keep forgetting I've got to replace the pan handle and make it something brighter. I don't know what I can do. Even Bruce knocked into it last night. Hey, is that a nice breakfast? Is that your water? Yeah, just been thinking more about this tent. Honestly, apart from the rain gutter thing, there's not much that they need to do to improve it. It's that good. It's beautiful out there, really beautiful. You can see Bruce playing in the background now, hunkering down, like Steve. Gosh, gotta remember that everything cooks much quicker here on this pan, on this heater. Are we going for the flip? We are. Oops. Look at that. A little bit burnt, but that's okay. It's crispy bits. It's because this is so hot, this thing. This butane cooker. It's so quick. It's unbelievable. Oh, gosh, I need this. Got my juice. Smoothie, berry smoothie. Okay, fluffy pancake time. Oh yeah. Oh. And here we go. Canadian Steve's maple syrup. There's not much you can get here straight from Canada. Maple syrup terms. A lot of that on. Now I do have some bacon as well, but I'm going to save that. I'll leave you to look at the view. Look at Bruce playing out there. Now I worked out to keep a pancake hotter for longer. Just cut it into fours, fold it up, put it on top of each other. Perfect. I don't know if you can make him out over there. Can you see him behind me? He's having a good old play. Good old play. I think he wants that other dog to come and play, but he's fine. He might catch a whiff of my pancake and then come over. Perfect. He's chasing shadows and bird noises. The other side of that bush, where he is now in the background, the sheer drop cliff straight down to the river.
He's mad. Absolutely mad. And now he's had his breakfast, he's all full of energy. Pancake's so good. Well, the sun is definitely out now, and I think everything's dried off enough for me to start packing up. So I'm going to pack everything away and then pack up the tent. Let's do this. Well, it's all good. Floor is dry. So, yep, everything looks good. Right, let's break the tent down. Let's do this quickly. Well, that's it. All packed up, ready to go. I'm going to show you some of the route out over the fords and stuff. So we'll go there now. So here we go. It's the first ford. So all this damage, all this pile of stuff here was from a huge storm that also damaged our property. Now it's a waterfall. So yeah, that was all that damage. I mean, if you'd been at that campsite when that happened, you'd have been cut off until they came and cleared it all out the way. Isn't that right, Brucey? Hey, Brucey, come on. Right, well everyone, thanks very much for coming along on this one. I just wanted to show you that ford at the end there. Been a great trip, really loved it. Bruce has loved it, haven't you, Brucey? Brucey, hey, have you loved it? Oh, he's had a great time. It's a shame that that caravan turned up when it did, But whatever, that's life when you're car camping. It's accessible by everybody, and you're not guaranteed a privacy. It's just a fact. So if you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe. It would really help the channel. And if you want to join the YouTube channel, feel free to join. I'd love to have more members. We'll give perks for them. And if you want to buy Bruce or myself a treat, you can buy us a treat at buymeacoffee.com. Aren't they, Brucey? Hey, you going to say goodbye? Come up here. Come on. Come and say goodbye. Hey, you going to say goodbye? All right, thanks for coming, everyone. Bye. Say goodbye. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye, Brucey.